All right, let's dive into a story that is genuinely unsettling. We're going to break down an account where the very technology a family bought to keep them safe, well, it becomes the source of their absolute terror. It's about a baby monitor, what it captured, and what happens when those digital eyes we trust turn against us. So the story we're looking at starts with that exact line. And that's a choice, right? It's a hook designed to tell you right up front, put your disbelief aside. What you're about to hear, no matter how wild it sounds, is being presented as terrifyingly real.
Okay, so let's set the stage. This all kicks off with a family just trying to find a little bit of security, and the piece of tech they picked to be their silent, watchful guardian. So meet Nathan and Elise Moran, and you have to put yourself in their shoes. They're exhausted first-time parents. You know that feeling. Anxious, sleep-deprived, jumping at every little sound. They move out to this remote farmhouse, thinking it's going to be the perfect, peaceful place to raise their new daughter, Amelia, their safe haven.
And to protect that safe haven, they did what any of us would do. They bought a top-of-the-line baby monitor. I mean, this thing had all the bells and whistles. Super clear video, night vision, motion alerts. You could even talk through it. It wasn't just a camera. It was meant to be their eyes and ears. You know, a constant source of reassurance.
But that little window of reassurance, it quickly turned into a portal for something else. This is the moment the story takes a hard left turn, and the so-called glitches in the system start to appear.
And the scary part is, this didn't happen all at once. It was a slow burn. It starts with just a quick flicker on the screen, a weird shape in the static that's gone in a second. Then, it's strange shadows moving around. A week later, it's a voice. And by the end, the monitor itself is doing things that are just not possible.
12:47 a.m. That's not just some random time. That's the exact moment the very first weird thing happened. And that specificity is what makes it so chilling. This isn't some fuzzy nightmare. It was a precisely timed event.
After a motion alert goes off, that's the whisper that comes out of the monitor's little speaker. And just like that, everything changes. This is no longer a visual glitch. This is communication, a clear, intelligent presence that is in the room with their daughter, and it's using their own tech to talk to them.
So here's where it gets really weird. You've got this disconnect between the real world and the digital one. Nathan runs into the nursery and he finds actual physical evidence. The room is ice cold, a window is cracked open. But when he goes to check the monitor's logs, the audio file of that whisper, it's just gone, wiped clean. This wasn't a malfunction. It feels like a cover-up.
And whatever this thing is, it gets bolder. Elise catches a glimpse of a shadow in the monitor's reflection, so they go to check the recording. The video file is gone. But get this, it's been renamed. The new file name is just 2 words. Don't look. A direct warning delivered through the device's own file system. It's terrifying.
And that brings us to the final broadcast. The subtle glitches, the whispered threats, that's all in the past now. The dread that's been building night after night is about to just...
The final night kicks off with a total loss of control. The monitor just flicks on all by itself. But it's not showing the nursery. The camera has turned, somehow, and is now broadcasting the view from their hallway, pointed right at their bedroom door.
And on that grainy screen, they see it. A tall figure, just standing there, perfectly still. It's inside their house, just a few feet away, and it's staring directly into the camera it just took over.
So Nathan, he grabs a flashlight and just sprints into the hallway to face whatever's there. But there's nothing. The hall is completely empty. The image on the screen and the reality in front of him are now 2 totally different, terrifying things. He turns back to the bedroom, and this is the part that just breaks your brain. The monitor, the one that was just broadcasting a live feed a second ago, it's now completely unplugged from the wall. And in that same instant of impossible logic, he hears Elise scream from the nursery. He runs to Amelia's room. The window is thrown wide open, and the crib is empty. Their absolute worst nightmare has just happened, leaving one horrible, unanswered question.
So in the aftermath, the police investigation turns up nothing. The family is left with no answers and no child. But there was one witness left, the very device at the center of this whole nightmare. The police found nothing. No forced entry, no fingerprints, no suspects. The case was a complete dead end. But lying on the ground beneath the open nursery window, they find the monitor. And impossibly, it's still on and it's still recording. When they play back that final recording,
The very last frame shows something that makes absolutely no sense. It's Amelia, perfectly safe and sound, asleep in her crib. For just a second, it seems like some kind of baffling, impossible relief.
But then they listen to the audio, and playing over that peaceful image of a sleeping baby, a shadow falls across the lens, and the monitor records one final, chilling whisper. This wasn't a kidnapping in the way we understand it. It was something else entirely, an event documented not by human eyes, but by the very machine that was supposed to be her guardian.
This story, it really forces you to confront a very modern kind of fear, that the digital eyes we invite into our homes might just be watching with an agenda of their own. It leaves us with a deeply personal and pretty creepy question to think about. What exactly is watching over you?